Today, I'm gonna break down the ultimate funnel for selling courses on YouTube. This is the exact framework that works right now in 2026, and I'm gonna give you the whole thing. Now let's get into it. Here's what you need to understand. The ultimate funnel for selling courses on YouTube is not what most people think it is. Most people are trying to do something where they make a video, they put a link in the description to some course, and they just hope people buy it. That's not a funnel, that's just you just hoping. The actual framework has 3 core components, and if you're missing any of those 3 components, you're going to have a hard time. Number 1, the content machine. Number 2, the conversion mechanism. Number 3, the fulfillment system. Let me break down each one of these in depth so you actually understand what I'm talking about. So firstly, the content machine. Your content machine on YouTube is your lead generation, period. This is your top of funnel. This is how people discover your funnel. This is how people discover you exist in the first place. And here's what most people get wrong about this. They think they need to go viral. They think they need millions of views. That's complete nonsense. What you actually need is consistent content that does 3 specific. First, it needs to demonstrate authority. When somebody watches your video, they need to walk away thinking, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. You're not trying to be entertaining, you're not trying to be that next Mr. Beast, you're trying to be the person who clearly has the answers to the problems your audience has. Second, it needs to create desire. This is very critical. Your free videos need to make people want more, not in a sleazy way where you're withholding information, but in a way where you're giving them the what and the why, but they still need you for the how at a deeper level. Let me give you an example. If I make a video about call funnels, I'm gonna tell you exactly what a call funnel is. I'm gonna tell you why it works. I might even give you some of the mechanics, but the in-depth implementation, the specific tactics, the troubleshooting, the advanced strategies, that's what you pay for. That's the leverage point, for example. Third, your videos need to pre-qualify your audience. This is something that most people completely miss. Your videos should actively repel the wrong people, and they should attract the right people. If you're selling a high-ticket course, your videos should talk about high-ticket concepts. It should use language that high-ticket buyers use. It should reference some price points that don't scare off high-ticket buyers. You understand what I'm saying? I see people all the time. They make videos for broke people, and then they wonder why they can't sell expensive digital products or their high-ticket service. It's because they attracted the wrong audience. Now, in terms of the actual video production, here's the framework. You want to be putting out at minimum 1 video every week, ideally 2 to 3. And before you start talking about how that's too much, let me be very clear. If you can't really commit to creating videos consistently, you shouldn't be even trying to sell courses or sell high-ticket services on YouTube. This is the game, and this is what it takes. Your videos generally should be between 10 to 30 minutes long. Shorter than 10 minutes, you're probably not gonna go very deep enough to demonstrate some real authority. If it's longer than 30 minutes, you're probably being a bit inefficient and losing people's attention, but this really depends on the audience. The title and thumbnail need to do one job. Get the click from your target audience, not from everybody, just from your target audience. If you're selling a $5,000 course on scaling agencies, your thumbnail doesn't need to appeal to somebody trying to make their first dollar online. They're not your customer. And here's something very critical about the videos themselves. You need to structure your videos with a framework. Do not just ramble. Make sure to have a clear structure. Introduction, main teaching points, and then a conclusion. Make it very easy to follow, make it valuable, make it something people actually want to consume. Now, before we move on to phase 2, let me tell you something. If you've been trying YouTube and it isn't really working, that's not YouTube, it's your execution. Editing may eat your day, titles may flop, thumbnails may flop, and funnels might fail. Meanwhile, your competitors are just cashing in. And here's the thing, I can handle everything: strategy, scripts, videos, thumbnails, posting, turning random views into real leads and sales. And if you want YouTube to actually grow your business instead of wasting your time, make sure to click the link in the description and book a call now. Seriously, the longer you wait, the more your competition wins. Don't be the person watching while others are succeeding. Now let's talk about how you actually convert these YouTube viewers into paying customers. And this is where most people completely mess it up. So to start off, there are a few different conversion mechanisms that you can use, and the right one really depends on your price points and your offer as well. Let me break down the main ones. So option 1 is direct sale to course. This is by far the simplest mechanism that you can use. Someone watches your video, they click the link in the description, they go to a sales page, they buy your course, and this works really well for lower ticket offers, generally anything under $1,000. And for this to work, your sales page needs to be really dialed in. I'm talking about a proper VSL, video sales letter, and you need social proof, you need to handle objections, and you need a very clear offer, and you need to make it very stupid simple to buy. And the math on this one is pretty straightforward. So let's say if you're getting 10,000 views per video and you have a 1% click-through rate to your sales page, that's already 100 people hitting your page. And if your sales page converts at 2%, that's already 2 sales per video. And if your course is $500, that's $1,000 per video in revenue. Now you can scale that. 4 videos per month, that's $4,000 per month. It's not that bad, right? But here's the thing, that's probably your ceiling with this mechanism unless you're getting hundreds of thousands of views. Option 2 is application funnel. This is what I like to use for anything above $1,000 and definitely for anything above $3,000. This mechanism is very simple. Video drives to an application page, and the application page also has a VSL, and it qualifies people, because qualified people then can book a call or get access to a more detailed sales presentation. And let me tell you why this works better for high ticket. When someone fills out an application, they're raising their hand and they're saying, I'm interested enough to spend 5 minutes telling you about my situation. That's a much warmer lead than somebody that just clicked the link. And your application should be on something like Typeform, and it should be very integrated with your scheduler, because this is critical. Because if your application and your scheduler are separate, you're gonna lose about 50 to 60% of qualified people. It's not an exaggeration. Literally 50% will fill out the application and then never schedule. And the questions in your application should do 2 things: qualify and frame. You want to know if this person is a good fit, and you want to start framing them on why your offer is very valuable before they even talk to you or see your full pitch. Example questions could be something like, what's your current monthly revenue? It's a qualification question. Or what's the biggest problem you're facing right now? It's actually both qualification and also framing. If you could solve that problem in the next 90 days, what would that be worth to you? That would be a framing question. Another good question is, are you willing to invest X dollars into Y dollars to solve this problem? This is an amazing qualification question, and after they complete the application, if they're qualified, they immediately see the scheduler embedded right there. And they can book a time, then they go to a confirmation page. And this confirmation page is very critical, because this is where most people are very lazy. They just put thanks for booking, see you on the call. And let me tell you, that's very bad marketing. Your confirmation page should have a proper welcome video from you explaining what they should expect. And also, you should have some educational content that can frame the call, or testimonials of yours, and you can also address some of the objections in that confirmation page, and make sure to have very clear instructions on how to prepare. Between the booking and the call, you need to be hammering them with a lot of emails. I'm talking about 4 to 12 emails if the call is like 48 hours away. And before you say that's way too much, well, it's not. These emails are not reminders. They are educational framing emails that increase your customer's interest level, and they handle objections before the call even happens. And you can use the texts for reminders. The emails are generally for selling them on showing up, and it's generally use it for making them show up on to the call. And option 3 is low ticket to high ticket. This is a more advanced mechanism, but it works incredibly well. The idea is you sell a low ticket product first, maybe $97 or $249 or anything up to $497, and then you use that to send people into your high ticket offer. And let me tell you this, the low ticket product needs to deliver real value and get people a quick win, because it also needs to naturally lead into your high ticket offer. If your high ticket course is about scaling agencies with paid ads, your low ticket product might be about crafting the perfect offer for agency services. So the ascension happens through email, through the videos in the low ticket course itself, and through application funnels embedded in the course material. And the beauty of this mechanism is that people who buy your low ticket offer are way more likely to buy your high ticket offer. You've already broken the buying barrier. They already trust you. They've seen you deliver value. Now you're just selling them to the next level. Now let me break down some actual math so you understand what's realistic and what's a little bad. Let's say you're running an application funnel for a $3,000 course. Here's what the funnel might look like. So 10,000 video views per video, and let's say you have a 2% click-through rate to the page, so that's 200 people hit your application page. And let's say that you have a 3% application completion rate, that's 6 applications and 50% qualification rate, that's already 3 qualified applicants. And if 80% show up, that would be 2 people showing up. And if you have a 50% close rate, that's already 1 sale. And your numbers might be different, maybe higher than that. It's just a very typical example, but you can see how the math works here, right? You can also see where you focus your attention when things aren't working. If your click-through rate sucks, your video content is not creating enough desire, or your call to action is very weak. That's something that you have to focus on, call to action. If your application completion rate is really bad, your application might be too long or asking the wrong questions. And if your qualification rate is too low, maybe you're attracting the wrong audience on your YouTube channel. And if your show rate is bad, then you're not doing enough to frame and educate people between booking and the call. If your close rate is bad, either your offer isn't good enough or your sales process is very weak. So this is what I call bottleneck analyzing. You find the stat that's broken and you fix that specific thing. Make sure to not randomly change some stuff on your funnel. Now, let me get very specific about the actual content strategy that works for selling courses on YouTube. So you need 3 types of videos in your YouTube channel. Type 1 is authority building videos. These are usually in-depth teaching videos. These are videos where you're going to go very deep on a topic and you're going to demonstrate that you really know what you're talking about. So these videos might be 20 to 30 minutes long. They're structured mainly like this. So you have the problem first and you say why it matters, and you also present a solution, and you explain how to think about it. So for example, you might make a video about the complete guide to scaling YouTube ads in 2026. or how we built a $2 million a year course business, full breakdown. Or a great video idea would be the only sales process you need for high-ticket courses. These videos should be about 40 to 50% of your videos. Type 2 is proof content. These are usually case study videos, results, behind the scenes, and the purpose of these YouTube videos is to prove that what you teach actually works. For example, the titles that can work really well in these types of proof videos could be how this student went from $0 to $50,000 a month selling courses, or I spent $10,000 on YouTube ads, here's what happened. Or a video titled behind the scenes, how I launched a course that did 100K launch in 30 days. These should be about 30 to 40% of your videos. Type 3 is engagement videos. These could be opinion pieces or hot takes, response videos, commentary on some industry drama. And the purpose is to get engagement and some spark. And every single video, regardless of type, they should have a very clear and a great call to action that converts people from viewers into landing page viewers, either to your application page or to your course sales page or to another VSL YouTube video, or to subscribe. Don't just end the video and hope people do something. Tell them exactly what to do next. And now let's talk about what happens after somebody buys. This is where you either build a very sustainable business, a long-term business, or you build a refund factory. So your course needs to deliver on the promise you made in your marketing. It may sound very obvious, but you would be shocked at how many people mess this up. They promise the moon and they deliver a PowerPoint from 2019. So here's what I like to use for fulfilling the course. People need to get a win very fast, ideally within the first 7 to 10 days. This could be a mindset shift, a clarity breakthrough, or a small implementation that gets them a result, something that makes them go, okay, this was worth the money. If it takes 90 days before someone sees any value, your refund rate is gonna be insane and your testimonials are going to suck. And the other thing is that not everybody learns the same way. Some people want to watch videos, some people want to read, some people want to listen while they drive, and some people want to ask an AI questions. So your course should have very clear video lessons. Your video course should have video lessons, obviously, written transcripts or SOPs, audio versions if possible, or an AI bot that can be trained on your speaking style, on your knowledge, that can answer any question that your customers have, in a community where they can discuss and get support. The more ways people can consume and implement your content, the better your results will be. And the lower the churn is gonna be for you if you have a recurring component in your offer or in your course. And the other thing is, if you have a community, it is really important to have weekly Q&A calls or access to message you directly, because people need to feel supported and they need to know that they're not just buying a product and being just abandoned. That doesn't mean that you have to be like available anytime, but there needs to be very clear support mechanism. And now let me talk about some common mistakes a lot of YouTubers or course creators make that kills their course business. Mistake number 1 is trying to serve everyone. Your course needs to be for a very specific person with a specific problem. How to make money online is not as specific enough. How agency owners scale to 50K a month with YouTube ads is very specific. Mistake number 2, pricing it too low. If your course is $97, you need massive volume to make real money. You also attract the tire kickers who won't even implement and they will leave bad reviews. And price based on the value that you deliver, not based on what most people think people can afford. Mistake number 3 is no sales process. If you're selling anything above $1,000, you probably need a sales call. Don't try to automate everything. High ticket really requires human interaction. Mistake number 4 is really bad fulfillment. I already covered this, but it bears repeating. If your course sucks, no amount of marketing will save you. You will just burn through your reputation faster than ever. Mistake number 5 is inconsistent videos. If you can post 4 videos and you see no results and you quit, this is a long-term game. You need to commit to at least 6 months of consistent videos before you can even evaluate if it's working. And there is one thing that many course creators don't even know about, which is an Ascension Ladder. You should start with a $500 course, you can ascend them to a $3,000 course, and after that you can ascend them to a $10,000 coaching program, and then you can ascend them to a $50,000 done-for-you service, and this really increases the lifetime value of your customer. So make sure to definitely use an Ascension Ladder as well. And the other way to use your one-time course buyers is to turn those one-time course buyers into recurring revenue subscribers. You can charge $100 to $300 a month just for ongoing access or support or updated content. Because most people who try to sell courses on YouTube, they will fail. Not because the model doesn't work, it clearly does work, but because they won't do the work. They won't make videos consistently, they won't invest in learning and how to sell, they won't build a good enough product, and they will give up after months or 2 when they don't see immediate results. And if you're serious about this, you need to commit to it to at least a year, maybe 2. You need to be willing to get on sales calls and hear no over and over again until you figure out how to turn those no's into yes. And you also need to actually care about student results, because if you don't, your refund rate will be insane and you will burn through any trust you build. But if you do all of this, if you make great videos consistently, if you build a real offer that delivers real value, if you construct a proper funnel and you optimize it over time, this model absolutely works. Now, before moving on, if you want the exact free training on how to turn YouTube into a 24/7 sales machine in 30 days or less, make sure to click the link in the description.